Hi everyone, Jeff here from Writer. So today I'm going to show you how creative teams can develop strategic campaign concepts in literally a matter of minutes. This is the kind of work that would normally take agencies days, weeks, sometimes even months to produce. So before we dive into how we run this, let me just show you a little bit more of an example that I was able to come up with after running this playbook. So you'll see here that this is a real example that I created using this creative concept development playbook that was built by another team member here on Writer Agent. So essentially what I'm asking for is 3 complete campaign concepts for a fictitious product that we're calling WorkVibe Pulse AI. This is basically a new employee retention platform that targets HR leaders. And you can see that this strategy so I have a product launch campaign strategy, and it gives me some information about each concept. So I get to see a little bit more about a big idea for this first concept. So the concept number 1 is see tomorrow. So here's the big idea. What if you could see your team's future before it happens and change it? And then it gives me a strategic rationale explaining why this works. It gives me some emotional frameworks, detailed visual direction that's complete with suggested color palettes and hex codes, imagery approach, design elements, tagline options, and then I can even see some channel execution examples for how I might deploy or promote this in on platforms like LinkedIn or via email, paid search, display ads, and then I can see the same similar information for the next concept and so on and so forth. But here's what makes this deliverable really special. Not only do I have this information here in front of me, but the agent also generated AI concept visualization for each of these campaign directions. And you can see, like as an example here, this is an image that's supporting one of those campaigns. And take a note too that not only are the images so good and lifelike, but the text that's in these images are correct, they're legible, they're impactful and powerful. This is not something that was always possible even months ago. So it's really great to be able to see some of this information in here. Now, as I'm going through, you'll notice that the information that we're seeing, the images, the actual campaign, these aren't just ideas that are typed out in a document. These are strategic creative briefs that are complete, again, with those visual concepts that a brand team member could actually use. And this level of strategic creative work, again, would typically cost a lot of money, right, from an agency, and it would take a long time to brainstorm, whereas this particular agent created this in a matter of minutes. So let me show you now how incredibly easy it is to run this playbook. So I'm actually going to get out of here and start a new session in Writer Agents. I'm going to go to New Session here in my Writer Agent menu, and then I'm going to navigate here to the panel to find Playbooks and select the Creative Concept Development Agent. This is the one that I used to create those examples that you just saw. And you can see that as the agent fires up, it gives me some information about what this agent is actually going to do, what this particular playbook that I've set up. And it says it's going to generate multiple strategic creative campaign concepts with detailed execution frameworks, visual approaches, and recommendations for various industries and campaign objectives. And it tells me specifically what deliverables I'm going to get, including those campaign concepts, the visualization images. And this is great. I can run this playbook, another team member can run this playbook, and we'll be able to get the same flow of the agent, and it's going to be consistent, it's repeatable. So it's a great option to be able to use this. So, and you can see here that on the right-hand side, it's going to ask me for some information so that it can generate the highest quality deliverables based on the information that we actually have. So let's start this. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to ask me about the industry vertical. So we'll say here that this is going to be technology. And then for the product service that's going to be promoted, again, we're going to use that same WorkVibe Pulse AI that I used before. And then I'm going to change up a little bit here so we can get some slightly different results. But for the target audience description, I'm going to say that this is going to be for VP of HR at a mid-market companies fighting high attrition costs. And then my campaign objective, I'd like this to be more of a product launch. So maybe something like product launch. This is going to be 500 demo requests in 90 days. And then primary competitors, I can list a few of those. So we have some competitors that are competing with this fictitious product. And notice again how the agent here is gathering strategic context. It's not just going to be generating random ideas. This guided Q&A ensures that the concepts will be strategically relevant, it's meaningful, and it's actually about the things that you care about most. And you can see that it's even going in further and asking me for both a brand guidelines document and a product information document. So I'm going to go in here and grab my brand guidelines. I certainly have that. So I'm going to upload that there. That's a Word, just a Word doc. And then a product information document. So a little bit more information about my fictitious product. I have that document here as well. I'll upload that. And that's all I really need to do. So I've given it all the information that it needs about the product. Again, the industry vertical, the target audience campaign objective, the primary competitors, and the documents that it needed. So again, it captured all this information. And again, one of these key differentiators that I want to point out here is that the agent is not only asking for all this context, it's asking for things like the brand guidelines, right, and product information. So I've already added these in here, and this is really a large part of what makes Writer Agent enterprise ready. These concepts that are going to be generated, they're not just going to be creative. They'll be strategically grounded in your actual brand and product positioning. So that's just super exciting. So now all I have to do as a user is click on Run Playbook. And you can see that it's going to run, the Writer Agent's going to run this, and it will take a couple minutes, but I can see already that Writer Agent is starting a plan. It's executing the workflow, it's reviewing the inputs, and on the right-hand side, I can see exactly what it's going to do step by step. Right, it's analyzing the brand guidelines. It's going to do a number of different areas. It's going to research the tech vertical. It's going to develop the concepts. And you can see as I'm talking here, it already did the initial gathering. And so now it's going to go through step 2. It's going to collect the brand information. And sometimes the screens here will change a little bit as it's working. And it's hard at work, mind you. It's going to be doing a lot of really awesome things. So the agent task list is executing. It's giving me all of this really good information. I can see that it's already getting to the point now where it's not only analyzing the document, but it's also very likely going to be doing some research as well on the audience, as well as any other information that I would provide. And, again, this is work that would normally require multiple brainstorm sessions, agency fees, weeks of back and forth. And now anyone on your team can run this playbook and get professional quality creative concepts in minutes. All right, and lo and behold, the agent has successfully completed its tasks and delivered my campaign concept. So this one I get a see tomorrow, today, retention intelligence, human first leadership. I get some information here, including the visual images that would accompany those and the campaigns themselves. So all this amazing information. This is absolutely fantastic. And here's the best part. Again, everything you've seen here is customizable. So your marketing ops team, or really anyone technical on your team, can build playbooks like this using Writer Agent. You can modify the questions that it asks you, the output format, whatever works for your workflow. But once it's built, it's really this easy for everyone to use. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. What would make this even more powerful for your creative process? Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or want to explore this further. But thanks for watching. My name is Jeff from Writer, and I'll see you in another video.